This here is Southeast Asia, home to 11 countries, including Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, the Philippines, Indonesia, and way down here, Timor-Leste, a nation so small it doesn't even occupy an entire island.
I've just traveled to the least visited country in all of Asia. In fact, in 2019, more people went to North Korea than this place.
Last year, Timor-Leste welcomed only 26,000 tourists. To be fair, it's a small country, but Bali, right over here, is a similar size. And in 2024, they brought in over 6 million visitors. That means more people visit Bali in a weekend than visit Timor-Leste in an entire year. And I want to know why.
Mr. President, why should people care about Timor-Leste?
Well,
while I'm here, I'll be traveling from the capital to the countryside to understand how Timorese food and culture are different from anywhere else in Southeast Asia.
There's something interesting about this, which is that if you eat it without preparing it the correct way,
then you will die.
But what I find won't always be charming.
Whenever there's ritual, they eat this. This is poo.
I can't believe people are eating it here.
All right, that's it.
My investigation into this unknown nation begins in its capital, Dili, a city of nearly 300,000, roughly a quarter of the nation's population. Any good tourist destination requires places to go and things to do. But perhaps there's no element of travel more important than eating good food. So I've headed to Dili's busiest market to get a closer look at what Timor-Leste has to offer.
Looking around, I see so much here. There's grains and beans and vegetables and aromatics, ginger. Is this all food that was grown here on the island?
They're all locally grown.
Meet Cesar, Timorese entrepreneur, chef, and ambassador.
Can you tell me about what you're holding right now?
This one is IKAN SABOKO. This is one of the national dishes.
The biggest destinations in Asia have a national dish worth flying halfway around the world to eat. Japan has sushi, Thailand has pad thai, but what about Timor-Leste?
In the past, there were not much transportation, so this is easy to carry. You can hang on your bag, like a bow and arrow, and then that's your food.
What's on the inside?
The base of this dish starts with mackerel, marinated in turmeric, soy sauce, salt, black pepper, moringa leaves, chilies, and tamarind. It's bold and earthy from the first step.
This food is like a good friend of the poor people, shepherds, farmers, even the vendors that come into the city like this city, they will bring with me.
The mackerel is wrapped tight in a palm leaf parcel, tied at both ends. Then it goes on the grill, slowly cooking until the leaves char and the fish steams inside.
Is this something that people used to make at home and then just carry it on them and eat it when they needed it?
Yes, especially if you go to a farm or you go for a long journey without refrigeration. It can be 10 days. So they're dry inside.
Oh.
That's how it looks.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's lightly spiced. It's mild. There's a little bit of kick in there. A little bit of tamarind. What I like about it is that it's super meaty. There's just like a ton of protein on here. You get a little fat from the skin on the outside. The skin is nice and supple. But inside, I mean, there's plenty of meat to chomp down on. So you actually feel like you're really getting something substantial.
Yes.
How much does this cost?
50 cents to $1. This is the low economy food.
I'm curious how people are making a living in Timor-Leste.
It's tough.
The average income here is around $115 a month. Do the math and you're looking at about 65 cents an hour, all of it paid in US dollars, the official currency of this country.
We are a big export of oil and gas, that's the main, but we also have coffee that's sent overseas to the United States, Australia, Europe. So far for export, it's just that. But tourism is the future. I see, I'm in the food industry. I'm a tourist guide myself for 20 years.
Timor-Leste.
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 Timor-Leste is Asia's youngest nation, but its economy has plenty of room to grow.
Timor-Leste's tourism accounts for less than 0.5% of its economy, so the growth potential is huge. Nearby Bali is making billions, so what's stopping this country from doing the same? Well, the first problem, Timor-Leste has only been a country since 2002.
I think one of the major challenges with tourism in this country is that Timor-Leste is a very young country. I mean, it has a lot of history, but it doesn't have a lot of history being Timor-Leste.
Yes.
This place is packed with locals every day, but they're not serving local food. This is an Indonesian restaurant, a food influence you'll find all over the capital. On today's menu, jackfruit curry.
Here we have food that it's more Indonesian than Timorese, but if you look around here, these are all local people, and they're local people who love this food. Ma'am, put her there.
Okay.
At the helm, Miss Octa, coming originally from Indonesia, which could be awkward, considering not long ago, her country attempted to take this one over.
During the war, 200,000 Timorese were killed within 24 years.
What was Indonesia's goal?
They want to unite all of the island in the archipelago of Indonesia.
For centuries, Timor-Leste was colonized by the Portuguese. When they pulled out in 1975, Indonesia invaded within a week. So Timor-Leste has only been independent for about 25 years, a very short time for it to create its own identity.
Meanwhile, you came from Indonesia to here.
Yeah.
What is the attitude of people here towards Indonesians like you?
It's welcome, my Indonesian people. The people Timor,
Accept your food and you.
Yes.
Not only do they accept you, but they accept the food, which might be even more important.
Being somewhere like Timor-Leste reminds you how much there is in this world to explore. But when it comes to our own lives, we often avoid exploring what's going on inside our heads. And that's where therapy comes in.
BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that connects you to professional support. The older I get, the more quickly I see how habits compound. The good ones help you, and the bad ones catch up to you. I get a solid week of sleep, and I feel like a different person. If I carry stress around for a month, it begins to show up in my tone, my patience, and how I handle things. The tricky part is you don't notice that buildup while it's happening. You just wake up one morning a little more tired and a little more irritated than you should be. Therapy helped me build a pause. Not because things were falling apart, but because I wanted to be more intentional. Instead of reacting quickly, I learned to slow down and separate what actually matters from what just feels urgent. That's why I like working with BetterHelp. They make starting therapy so much less painful. You just fill out a short questionnaire about what's going on and what you're looking for, and they match you with a credentialed therapist who's a good fit. If it's not the right match, you can switch anytime at no extra cost. Over 6 million people have used the platform. It's something a lot of people rely on. If you want to get ahead of things before they stack up, scan the QR code, click the link in the description, or go to betterhelp.com/bestoverfood for 10% off your first month. Now, back to the show.
Today's jackfruit curry starts with the boiling of young jackfruit. In the meantime, she mashes garlic, turmeric, onion, ginger, and galangal. Next, she fries it along with lemongrass, curry leaves, chili paste, and coconut milk. Then she lets it simmer into a deep, rich gravy. In another pot, garlic and cooked jackfruit are fried together, then married in a final curry.
It looks pretty dang good. Oh, that's nice.
Do you like?
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well spiced, creamy, but not too rich, and it's got a little bit of kick too.
Shall we try with the rice?
Sure. I really want to saturate some of that rice with this delicious coconut milk
let's do it.
and give it a shot. Cheers.
Coconut milk is really good.
Oh, that's really good. I love the way that the coconut milk and all those spices just saturate the rice. It's so full of flavor. But then that young jackfruit is very unique. When I eat something like this, I don't necessarily feel like meat is missing.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say that it's meaty, but it's kind of substantial. It feels a bit carby, almost starchy.
So the minimum salary is 115. This is the food that they can pay for. And then together they create an harmony because these people sell very cheap food and then the people that come and eat here could eat for lunch before get back to work.
This is basically Indonesian food. But the question is, does Timor-Leste have its own food?
We do have our own food. For example, like in Timor, something that you cook in leaf, even though there is Indonesian influence, the visual looks similar, but the ingredients we use are different. But the traditional food of the Timorese, you might find in special occasion, the ritual, wedding, funeral. Then you have to go to the mountain or you go outside of Dili to experience this kind of like authentic Timorese food. Totally different.
For you, you have an outside perspective because you grew up in Indonesia, then came here later in life. How would you define Timorese food?
Iha perbedaannya iha Portuguese.
From her point of view, the Timorese food doesn't have that much difference with the Indonesian food.
Oh, interesting.
The most difference is actually the Portuguese food. Most of the Portuguese food are to be afforded by medium income people, but there is one dish specifically that connects with Timor. We call FEIJOADA.
Thank you for joining us. Having lived in Portugal, does this look familiar to you?
It's familiar to me because feijoada is a regular food for the Portuguese.
Rui is Timor-Leste born and bred, but he's been working in Portugal the past 7 years, the same country that shaped this island for more than 4 centuries.
One of the lasting influences from the Portuguese occupation is this right here, feijoada.
Here it starts with the frying of tomatoes, garlic, and onions in olive oil. Add pork ribs, pork belly, tomato sauce, salt, carrots, and bay leaves. Then let it stew until everything softens up. Finally, it's blessed with chorizo, pre-soaked beans, and cabbage.
Does it look similar to what you would find in actual Portugal?
The Portugal style is the difference because they develop it with meat as well. Timor-Leste, we only use the beans and some cabbage, carrot or potatoes.
Timor-Leste's family are very poor. You couldn't afford meat every day.
Yeah.
So what you do is, whatever you are available, you add to the bean. And then you create Timor-Leste's FEIJOADA, which is nowadays you call vegetarian FEIJOADA.
Salty, beany, like starchy from bean starch, and then full of meat. Great flavors, different textures. A very heavy meal packed with energy. Very good though.
Tastes are still amazing as a Portuguese restaurant.
I can't wait for a Portuguese person to watch this and go, it's not similar at all.
Yeah.
Throughout this video, I'm trying to understand more about why so few people are traveling to this country. I think another issue is that, first of all, Timor-Leste is very small. There are other small countries that get a lot of tourism, but it's also the location. It's hard to find flights to get to this island.
For the few who do travel to Timor-Leste, there are only 6 direct flights that'll get you here. For comparison, Bali runs 65 different connections with an average of 92 flights landing every single day.
First, we have to solve the flighting connection. Second, make it easy for people to access Timor. All of the procedures for people to come in, but not too easy, because if you make it too easy, then you become in Bali. You don't want a second Bali.
Sure.
You just want a Timor that's different with Maldives, different with Bali, different with Fiji. Then you put Timor on like map, like this is Timor.
Later in this video, I'll be speaking to the people who don't just know tourism, they have the power to shape it.
You are the man in charge of tourism for this country. I want to give you an interesting fact. In 2019, North Korea had more tourism than Timor-Leste.
But first, Sonny the tourist has been invited to this city's one and only tourist attraction.
All day I've been looking for tourists, and so far I've only found one Australian guy who thought he was going to Bali. Feel bad for that guy. If you're coming to a new country and you're trying to figure out what to do for fun, a good idea is to start by looking at what the locals do for fun. This is like a little street food fair where they have music, entertainment, all the best of Timor-Leste. Right here we have some of the local offerings. One thing I do like about Timor-Leste is these folks like to drink. This is not a Muslim country. In fact, it's one of the most purely Catholic countries in the world. And guess what Catholics get to do? Well, not marry if they're priests, but they do get to drink.
The Timor Plaza Night Market isn't just the best thing to do on Saturday nights in Dili, it's the only thing to do. And what do people do there? They eat. Here, locals can get a taste from exotic lands, places like the Philippines and even China.
When I'm saying I want to try some really local food, people keep pointing to this. If you were next door in Indonesia, they've got something that looks very similar. These are skewers or sautés. I've got chicken and beef. The chicken looks very well done. No salmonella. That's safe to eat, except for the carcinogens. Okay. Not bad. It got a little bit cold while I was waiting. There is some seasoning on there, but the best seasoning of all, right here, beer. Next we have the beef skewers. Let's give that a shot. That's pretty good. Much more juicy than the chicken. A little salty on the outside. There's a semi-sweet glaze, but eat them hot. Don't do what I did. Take a bunch of videos of them and then eat them.
So far, it's been a challenge to find food that's purely Timorese, but that challenge ends tomorrow, when Caesar and I plunge into an extreme countryside culinary ritual.
What's gonna happen next is something I've never seen before in Asia. I could just ask you what's gonna happen next, but I think we should just see for ourselves. Please.
But before we risk it all, I've discovered a dish that locals claim as their own, and I'm sharing it with the creator of this event, Mr. Tony.
Put her there.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Welcome to Timor-Leste.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. I'm very interested in this country because it has some of the lowest tourism in all of Asia. From what I've gathered so far, there's just not a ton to do in the city. What are people here doing for fun?
Mostly they don't have that much entertainment. I would say go to swim at the beach, that most of the Timors will do.
Basically, it's quite limited here.
Yeah.
The whole town was very dark and no life in it. So I thought, well, we should get something in here. So we started slowly with a small night market, and then it grew to this success.
I'm curious about the food here because my goal is to find food that's really authentically Timorese. A lot of what I see even here, maybe they say it's local, but it kind of looks like satay that I've had in Indonesia. But here we have something I've not seen before.
We are looking at batardang. This is a staple food for most of the poor family, farmers, shepherds, working class family. You could afford this with $5 ingredients, and then you can feed 20 people.
Into a pot goes corn, kidney beans, and peanuts, bubbling away, patiently awaiting the next step. Pumpkin gets chopped and tossed in, along with papaya flowers. Salt, pepper, MSG, and moringa leaves follow. Then it all simmers until everything softens, breaks down, and turns into a humble, comforting soup with an aroma that goes back generations. For a little flair, it's topped with locally made, Portuguese-influenced chorizo.
That chorizo has a flavor, man.
That's a nice combination. Visually, the soup isn't the most beautiful soup, so it has to overcompensate with flavor. The chorizo, it does taste like chorizo, but I have had Mexican chorizo. And it does remind me of that, some of the spices. It's got some kick, it's got spices, it's fatty, it's meaty, it's very rich. Meanwhile, the soup itself, it's got corn, beans, it's very starchy.
And pumpkin, yes.
But there's something bitter in there too.
The bitterness is from papaya flower.
We eat the fruit, but I've never heard of anybody eating the flower.
The flower and the leaf.
Do you like that?
I really like it. It's very good for malaria.
For malaria?
Antioxidant.
Yeah.
Very good. And something I've not seen anywhere else. I think this is the most fully Timorese food I've tried today.
Of the handful of tourists who make it to this country each year, most don't leave the capital. But this country really does have food unlike anywhere else. You just have to travel all the way out here to find it.
One of the biggest challenges so far in coming to Timor-Leste is finding food that is authentically Timorese. Well, today, I believe we've solved that problem. On the menu today, something I've not tried yet, goat meat. Not only is this goat gonna provide an extraordinary amount of nutrition for the village, but it's also gonna be reading somebody's fortune. In a moment, I'm about to find out how.
Before the slaughter kicks off, a ritual is performed. The animal is offered to the ancestors, and they request blessings and fertility for the land before the growing season. This ritual is led by Degu Lari, chief of the Wabere clan. Around 50 families call this village home. Their daily meals consist of what they can grow: rice, cassava, breadfruit, or what they can find through hunting and foraging. So an animal of this size is not something they eat every day.
Cesar, can I be honest?
Yes.
I don't think the goat cooked all the way through.
Yes, no.
I think it's still medium rare.
They just burned the hair.
What's gonna happen next is something I've never seen, at least before in Asia. I could just ask you what's gonna happen next, but I think we should just see for ourselves. He put an X in the chest with the knife, then he's cutting on the left side.
Both sides.
There you go. Oh, wow. All has come out in one piece. Right here we have a lot of the organs, the lungs, and the breastplate. And I'm told he's actually gonna be using the liver to read somebody's fortune today.
And the farming fortune as well.
So it's a little farmer's almanac.
Yeah.
Oof, I smell gases being released. But right here, we have the liver. Now, the liver, I gotta say, it looks pristine.
Yeah. All good. Means that all good. The planting season and your journey in Timor-Leste is gonna be great. This is very clear. That means their planting this season will be nice and good.
Okay, so the harvest is gonna be good.
Gonna be good for this year.
But then what'd you say about my journey here?
Yeah, if you have a family, you have kids, you have wife, something like horrible like that, something like horrible like that will not approach to you.
Oh, Jesus.
That means everything's good for you.
The way you said that sentence, I think it could have been structured differently. Something terrible like death will not happen.
This year.
This year.
Every year you read this.
1 year at a time, baby.
Most of this meat will become part of a timeless Timorese tradition, except for the head. But first, a bizarre barbecue so extreme, no outsider has dared to try it. That is, until now.
Sometimes online, people have told me to eat
Really?
and now I finally have the opportunity.
Ah.
What am I looking at here?
The big stomach will process the grass and then transfer to the small stomach and then transfer to this one, which is more finely into the poo. So we eat both. There's half of the grass. This is poo.
I can't believe people are eating it.
Whenever there's ritual, they eat this.
Am I being pranked? People legitimately eat this.
It's not prank.
This is insane.
In most countries, when intestines are prepared, great lengths are taken to rinse and wash any of the intestines' contents away, ensuring the final product is as poop-free as possible. Here, it's the complete opposite. Without touching a drop of water, and with its contents still intact, large, crudely chopped sections of intestine are seasoned with nothing more than salt, some chilies, and garlic, then tossed over a flame. Each minute, the flames lick the intestines. I'm brought one step closer to the inevitable.
I mean, what an amazing moment this is. Oh, hold on, flies, that's mine. That's from me, baby. Sir, when is the last time you ate this? He's trying to remember if it was Tuesday or Thursday.
Last November.
Oh, okay, fine. Why?
It is a medicinal benefit, make you strong. Eating poo, you're getting strong. Have you eaten poo?
Okay, but what is the medicinal effect?
This intestine process poo, so when it goes to your tummy. It helps your tummy to process the food like stronger.
We also have this on the table. I think this is gonna help me a lot.
That one is the palm wine, 5% to 7%.
Oh,
It's like Sprite.
this is a Timor Sprite. It's kind of fizzy from the fermentation, but it's really sour. I think that is gonna be the perfect chaser for this right here. But can you eat this?
Baba, you want him to try?
He can? What about your tooth situation? Look, he's got 2 teeth. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're on opposite sides. They're not even working together.
Let's see, you wanna prove it?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Oh, he does have that one good tooth.
Maltai. Yeah, top.
How does it taste?
It's a grass, but I feel like I'm taking medicine.
So he's not trying to pretend it's delicious.
No.
That said, I've talked as much as I could. Should we just give it a try?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I can't believe we're, oh my God!
Let's pull on your head.
Yes, we're literally eating shit.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
I'm gonna give a big bite. I'm not lying. Your face look good. Very handsome for your age.
A little chewy.
The fattiness from the intestine is there.
It's like octopus sashimi,
Yes.
just covered in shit.
How about the flavor?
The poo, it smells worse than it tastes somehow. It's a little gritty, it's biley, there's some bitterness to it. The smell is unmistakable. I can't believe I'm putting this in my mouth right now. I've had something kind of like this before because in Ethiopia they slaughtered a cow and then they ate the stomach raw, but they kind of brushed the poo off. They weren't intentionally trying to eat it like we just did. But then this is something I've never heard of.
You already see the poo cherry in here because the goat poo look like a cherry. So you're eating cherry poo.
That is legitimate, actual, 100% authentic shit.
Yeah.
Please show us away.
I'm willing to do it if you are.
This is the intestine. It's been sliced and there's actual pieces of poop. I don't mind the fatty part, and actually this is a very good part of the intestine to fry,
Yes.
but it's not even cooked all the way through. It's just, all right, let's see you do it.
Oh, you said it's medicine.
The poop in the intestine, it's kind of like a sausage if you think about it.
I struggled when I was a boy. I learned how to get used to it.
I don't know. Sorry.
Is it coming? Coming back up?
It's just the thought of it. It didn't actually have that strong of a taste. It's more that I can just feel it with my teeth that I'm chewing on actual poo. But then the only thing that helped me was the fatty intestine around it. And I was like, oh, that's pleasant.
Yeah.
And I tried not to think about this kind of gritty, grainy, hard, dry, fibrous texture that I was getting along with the fat.
I was growing up watching these guys eating it. When he still had his tooth complete.
Yeah. And he's not like, oh, let me show you something my grandpa used to do. He's like, yeah, I did this in November.
They should have a very good reason to keep this tradition on.
What is a good reason?
Be healthy and strong.
Cheers to that.
Our final course will be cooked in a vessel that goes as far back as the mountains themselves. It starts with chopped chunks of goat meat, thighs, ribs, even intestines. To bring in some flavor, chopped wild basil leaves, salt, and chilies.
Before the influence of the Chinese and travelers from Indonesia archipelago, our ancestors were already cooking using whatever available on the land. One of the things they use is bamboo. So either cooking with clay pot that they make or just the bamboo or any leaves that they use.
But the bamboo is really effective.
Yes, it has flavor as well. Bamboo has its own like authentic flavor when you cook with bamboo. It's not the same as when you cook with metal pot.
Over the flame, the outside turns black, but inside, the meat braises and bubbles at the perfect temperature.
Nice. I gotta say, this food, it looks much better than the appetizer we had earlier. Should we give it a shot?
Yep.
Please, gentlemen. Cheers. Uh-oh. Bone in that one.
It's the flavor of the meat because you don't have that much ingredients on it.
It tastes good. Juicy goat meat. It's a little salty, and there's a little bit of kick.
If you put a little fat onto the meat and then you eat it, it's very creamy.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And then you have that creamy, like buttery.
Can I be honest? Life is all about contrast. And compared to what we just ate, anything would be 10 out of 10. For you, do you know how old you are? I know that's a weird question, but I just feel like in the villages, especially someone like him, they might lose track over time.
74, 76.
People who come here now might think, oh, wow, this is how people lived 100 years ago. It's kind of hard to tell. How much has life changed in your village from the time you were born until now?
You grew up with mostly like grass roof house and then bamboo wall, but now you have metal and then cement on the construction, but the land itself remained the same, nothing changed.
I've learned so much about the history of Timor-Leste already, but a lot of history has happened during your lifetime here in this country. So what was it like living here in Timor-Leste during the conflict with Indonesia?
When Indonesia was here, they were scared, so they were in the mountain, in the forest, for 3.5 years.
How did you survive?
During the war in a hideout, they didn't actually had a chance to eat like this, the food that they usually eat. They plant most of their food like banyan leaf, any wild leaf like root vegetable, and also leading to velvet bean. Velvet bean will give you a reaction. You can vomit or you can hallucinate.
Oh, hallucinate?
Yes.
That doesn't sound that bad.
If you eat raw, then you will die. But if you just cook one time, you'll die. But if you cook more than 2 times, hallucination, stomach ache, or vomiting. In the past, they were so scared they have to cook for 1 or 2 days.
All right, so that does sound pretty bad, actually.
Raw velvet beans are loaded with something called levodopa, but levodopa dissolves in water. So when the beans are cooked and cooked again, this compound dissolves and is carried away from the beans. Here, the bean is the base for a 3-ingredient dish, including grated coconut and wild basil.
How many times does it have to be cooked?
5 to 6 times.
5 to 6 times?
Yeah.
God, can you imagine? And I'm not trying to make light of the conflict, but if it's me during the conflict and I die because of beans, I'm gonna say, tell them I died because I was fighting the Indonesians. So right here we have the beans that are just plain, and this was cooked several times, yes?
All right, let's hallucinate.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
Let's go for it.
It's quite creamy.
You think creamy? I think it's so dry. It doesn't have a strong beany personality. I find it to be dry, creamy. It's almost like an egg yolk.
Yes.
Once you get enough saliva going, then it becomes creamy. But here we have the premium version.
Now you get more flavor, all the coconut.
The salt immediately unlocks the flavor. The coconut is so nice, rich and adding texture. And with it all together, it certainly does taste more creamy than the plain version. That's good. Answer the phone and tell them how good it is.
So far, as a tourist here in Timor-Leste, I've experienced beautiful landscapes, friendly locals, and some rather unique local cuisine. So the question, more than ever, demands an answer. Why don't people want to visit this country? To find those answers, I'm grabbing a meal with the Director General of Tourism.
Antonio, what are your thoughts on Kung Pao chicken?
Never heard before.
Oh, you never even heard of it?
Never heard, but love to try.
Right now we are in Timor-Leste's only 5-star hotel. The only one.
Can I get it?
Yeah.
We don't have a hotel category yet.
Oh.
My category is as a 5-star hotel, but we don't have the regulation that certify hotel as a 5-star hotel. Perhaps next year will be approved so we can categorize hotels.
Here they serve flavors from all across Asia, with one notable exception, Timorese food. It's nowhere on the menu. So instead, we opt for Kung Pao chicken.
You know, Timor-Leste is mixed up with the Portuguese and then Indonesian. We have several dishes that presenting based on Dutch culture.
I mean, maybe the hotel is thinking, everyone's had Timorese food. Why don't we offer something that people have never tried before?
True.
It looks very nice. It's chicken. There's a sweet glaze, and then there's cashews too. You are the man in charge of tourism for this country. How long have you been at the helm?
About 2 years.
I want to give you an interesting fact. In 2019, North Korea had more tourism than Timor-Leste. The big question is, how does one market a country?
Back in 2019, we got quite a number of tourists visiting Timor-Leste. Mainly from our regional market, like Australia, New Zealand, and other part of the Asia. But the big event happened back in 2019, which is the COVID things.
Right.
At that point, we are totally closed down, but we now slowly recover. So in the last data that we have back in 2024, we received around 26,000 visitors.
It's wild because that would be one afternoon of tourism in Japan.
We also not expecting the number of visitors come to Timor, but expecting the quality of visitors that are coming to Timor.
How's the future looking?
We're expecting to increase 10% by next year. Apart from the infrastructure development, apart from human resource development, we're trying to put our image out there to promote Timor-Leste not only as a nation, but as a new emerging destination with a very unique tourism product that we can offer.
But what is that unique product?
We have 3 main things. The strongest point in this market is marine.
People want to snorkel, who want to dive.
People want to snorkel, want to dive, or ocean sport activities. One of the main examples is our whale watching. Then the next one will be our inland. For instance, one of our main destinations is Mount Tremolo. Along the way to the Mount Tremolo, it's a lot of things that they can express. Meeting with local, looking at the rural people, how they live.
So that's 2.
Then you have a culture. The way people live, the way people are preserving their culture is one of the standpoints that we can promote. As a new emerging destination with the complexity that we've experienced before, and then also have a potential for growth.
I traveled to Papua New Guinea. You could call that an emerging destination as well. And it's a mix. It's a trade-off. They lack infrastructure. It's a bit inconsistent, but you're not going to bump into a ton of other tourists. You're going to have more raw experiences. So for you, what is the value of being an emerging destination?
That's a very good question. So if you come to Timor, not expecting like a fancy hotels, well-established destination compared to other destinations within our region, but you come to Timor, you expect something that unique, something that authentic.
Tourism isn't just about asking people to visit. It's about what that visit can do for the country. And one man is qualified more than any other to explain just how vital tourism is to the country's future.
Mr. President, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for taking the time to come all the way to Timor-Leste.
Today, I dine with Timor-Leste's president and preparing his presidential feast, Caesar and his chef team.
Right now you're cooking for the president. When cooking for the president, how do you even decide what to cook?
With a menu full of Timorese favorites like bamboo braised meats. But instead of goat, he opts for chicken.
The food like this is considered the food of the poor, poverty. They're trying to modernize the food, so when you can present to like VIP, like president, we make it differently. Traditional, you will cut on the top and then you burn the whole bamboo. This one, you won't burn the whole bamboo, you will have the special kind of like color. It's still charcoal, but it's not all cooked through. And then you can actually open it and it's still like cook inside.
Hey, easy access.
There is intestine inside, but we clean it out.
Good, good, good.
You don't want to feed your president with poo.
But me, yes. This looks amazing.
Can't wait to serve his food.
Can't wait to try it.
This is very traditional, but I love this. This is called KULU, red fruit.
Should we dish some up?
Just one bit because I had a big lunch.
Understandable.
Exiled at 18 for opposing Portuguese rule, he carried Timor-Leste's cause to the United Nations days before the Indonesian invasion. Decades later, that same man would win the Nobel Peace Prize, lead the country as prime minister and president, survive an assassination attempt, and return from retirement to serve once more.
I believe the breadfruit today has been fried. It's looking extra crispy. And then there's this right here, full of local plants.
Our presidential menu starts with one of his childhood favorites, a simple stir-fry of onion, bell pepper, papaya flower, banana heart, sweet potato leaves, and spinach. Around here, this humble dish is known as raba raba.
Delicious.
So many different textures from so many different plants. It's full of flavor. It's really good.
This is my favorite.
The breadfruit.
I prefer to eat this to bread.
It's very starchy, very carby.
But if it has too much oil, you know what I do?
Oh yeah.
To take some oil out.
Absorb the oil in the tissue. The chicken smells amazing, and it's fascinating to see this modern version of a traditional food. One of the challenges for me on this trip has been really understanding what is Timorese food. Because I come here and they're like, well, Timorese food is kind of Indonesian, and it's kind of Portuguese. And so it's really hard to pin down exactly what the food is.
Yes, Timorese dishes, not a huge variety like Indonesia, but it's enough. The Timorese chicken, very tasty. The only problem sometimes is so tough.
Okay.
The butter down with the stew, has beans, has coconut milk, some other vegetables, very Timorese and very popular. People like that. Then you have the tukil made of goat meat, but also you can have rice and cook in a bamboo.
You know, in other countries in Southeast Asia, I have seen bamboo cooking before, but I've never seen it quite like this. Just the way it smells is different. Do you have any?
I did, I ate already.
Oh, you ate it already?
You want me to eat more?
It's up to you. Mainly, I'm just gonna feel awkward if you're watching me eat. Feels like a poor use of presidential resources.
That's very good.
That is outstanding. I'm gonna have to ask Cesar the recipe later, but it does have a smoky, porky feel to it. It's very nice, and a taste of something that I think few people from outside this country have had before. One of the reasons I want to make this video and I want to come to Timor-Leste is to kind of tell the story that outsiders haven't really heard. When I was first doing research about this country, one of the statistics that kept popping up was that this is one of the least visited countries in all of Asia. And I'm curious, from your point of view, why should people care about Timor-Leste?
Well, if you enjoy peace, tranquility, no hassle, this is Timor-Leste. We have zero political violence, zero racial, ethnic, religious tension. We don't even have armed robbery, organized crime. I always say, generally, we are very disorganized people, so even the criminals are not organized.
Crime, whether organized or disorganized.
Yeah,
we ain't got it.
a group of scientists. They were totally shocked to find here the richest biodiversity in the world. Timor-Leste has the healthiest coral life, no bleaching, no destruction, no pollution. And the diving is one of the best in the world.
How important is the tourism industry to the economy here in Timor-Leste?
Tourism industry is one that employ a lot of people. It is very important, but one thing is to have a sustainable tourism industry and show that tourism brings real benefit to the country. Because even Bali, where the meat comes from, New Zealand, Australia, where the wines come from, New Zealand, Australia, Italy, and so on. To make more out of it, we have to develop our agriculture. Small-scale industry, because we can never compete with other suppliers, but enough so that besides the jobs, we can supply to the hotel what tourists eat and drink every day.
What do you see for the future of Timor-Leste?
For me, my ambition is every Timorese has to have a university education, and particularly in science, not too much in humanities.
Yeah, you need something actually useful.
Yeah, and the more we expose, going to Australia, going to South Korea, going to Japan to work, to study, the better future Timor-Leste has. We have an increasing number of Timorese with doctorates, master's degrees in many universities throughout the world. So we have to invest in education, more education, more education.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you, God bless you.
So that is Timor-Leste, a country the size of Jamaica with a little bit more than 1 million people and less tourism than North Korea. I must say, in many ways, this place surpassed my expectations. I didn't really expect much. If you look at videos about Timor-Leste, it's all about how there's nothing to do and nobody goes here. But in being here 3 days, we were able to dig a little bit deeper. And what I realized is that there's something very unique about the history of this place and the tenacity of this place. These people fight, and they fought for a long time to have what they have right now, which is peace. And now it's time for the people here to build to the future. Now, what that looks like for them, I don't know. Timor-Leste is whatever you make of it. If you dig a little bit deeper, it is true that this is an emerging destination. The value of an emerging destination is you are going to be first. You're going to get to experience something that few others have before. It's that thing that everybody says that they want to have, but actually what they really want is comfort. But here you trade comfort for a one-of-a-kind experience that you can't really get anywhere else, and that is Timor-Leste.